Welcome back to my channel, DLTV, and welcome to my kitchen. We're about to cook us up some country greens and some smoked turkey. First, I want to start off by saying that I use the greens that are already washed and cleaned and cut. If you choose to cut and clean them, go ahead. Those days for me are over, okay? These are a blend of collard greens, mustard greens, and turnip greens, equal portions. That's why they're called country, because they're mixed. Okay, so you get them at your local grocery store. If you don't have your stuff already and you haven't made your veggies for Thanksgiving, let me show you what I do. Now, these need to be washed just like any other vegetable that you get from the grocery store. So let me wash those and we'll get started. First of all, we're going to cook them in a crock pot, a slow cooker. That way you can let it be, do what you have to do, and you don't have to worry about checking. But we're going to start with a broth, which is what we're going to put our greens in. And when that broth smells good and tastes good, you know you got some greens that are delicious. So this crock pot is relatively large. So I am going to start with 3 cups of water and 2 cups of chicken stock. And we put the chicken stock in there because it's going to give us sort of that brothy flavor. And it adds to all the other things that we're going to put in there. We're going to add some onion powder. We're going to add some garlic powder. We're going to add a little salt. We're going to salt this pretty much like you would when you do your pasta. A little black pepper. And if you like red pepper, this would be the time to put it in. We're also going to dash a little sugar in there because the collard greens have a little bite to them, and we want that awesome blend to be magnetic in your mouth. Okay, so here we go with a bit of sugar. We'll put a little more at the end. It also is going to need some fat because the turkey that we're going to put in here, which is smoked turkey wings, I have a flat and a drumette. Those, which you'll see in a minute, don't really have a lot of fat, and you need that for the collard greens mainly because they're a little bit more thicker and a little bit more leafier than the other two. So you want to make sure that it's not tough and that it's succulently delicious in your mouth, darling. Okay, so now we're going to put in some onion. Here we go. That's a whole onion cut up, and we're going to put that in there. Now, you don't have to worry about finely cutting the onion, and that's because they're going to dissolve in this broth that we're going to make. We're really using them for flavor, okay? And next, we're going to drop in 2 tablespoons of butter, okay? If you don't want to use butter and you would prefer to use a different oil like olive oil or avocado oil, you can even use canola oil, which is what I usually use. I wouldn't use anything heavier than that. But it is Thanksgiving time, so we're going to put some butter up in this piece, okay? All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is add some juice, which is basically a bit of pepper juice, with vinegar. So that's pretty much what's in these yellow peppers, okay? If you don't want it to have a little kick, then don't use this. Then you're going to use approximately, I would say, 3 capfuls of vinegar instead. Okay, this is not going to make it hot or spicy. It's just going to give it a little kick to it, okay? So I'm going to put about a capful in here and just put that over in there. And I'm also going to go in here and get one of these peppers and put in there, okay? And that's also going to give some flavor. You want to keep it whole. You don't want it to open so those seeds come out and then it will be too spicy. This is my mama's wooden spoon, y'all. I want you to know she had this wooden spoon when I was in elementary school, okay? Anyway, so we're going to do that. And remember to add at least, you need a little acid. So we're going to add either 3 capfuls of vinegar or like a capful of the juice from your favorite pepper. Put the pepper in there unless you want it super spicy, which at Thanksgiving time, everybody's not going to like it that way. So I would leave the pepper whole. Okay, and then we're going to add a couple of dashes of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire, whatever it is, sauce, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or so. And that would be approximately 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, okay? Now, we gotta have a little Lorry seasoning salt, okay? You don't wanna put too much. We're just gonna put a little bit to add that extra flavor to it, and we are done. Okay, so now let's just give that a stir. It smells good, and it's not even cooking yet. Wow. And let's turn it on high. Now, you know, this is gonna cook according to however your slow cooker cooks, but I know mine needs to be on high to start. Even though I'm gonna leave it for a while, we wanna bring it to a boil right away. You can turn it down later. So now we're gonna add our smoked turkey wings. So, I have a flat one that goes in, and I have a drumstick. I prefer them kind of small unless you're making a really, really big portion. And so, guess what? We're done with the first portion. Now I'm gonna get the top and put it on there, but wait a minute, before that, let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so here we go. You see they're somewhat submerged in the water. The flat piece really is submerged in it already. And as I said, those onions are going to dissolve, so don't be scared of it, especially for extra added flavor. So we're going to put the top on it. Well, just look at my beautiful curtains while I get the top, okay? It's my cave. And let's put the top on. Make sure that we've turned it up to high. And now we're just going to let that baby rest and go from there. Okay, so now we're ready to put the greens into the crock pot. Now, this may look like a lot, but they're gonna cook down, okay? So we're gonna put all of this in there. Just get started, get your hands in there, and put them in halfway through, which is about now. We're gonna now just add a little bit more of onion powder, because we want some on the leaf. Very little. A little bit of garlic powder. And now we're going to keep going. And put the rest in there. We'll just shake off that little excess water and push them down in there. Okay? You're going to fit. Come on. They're going to cook down. So it looks like a lot, but like I said, it's plenty for your guests, but it won't be as much as it looks right now. Okay, so remember that pepper I had in there? I took it out before I put in the greens because we don't want this to open and the seeds get in and of course make it too hot. So we're gonna dash some more, just a little bit of onion powder, very little, just a little bit of garlic powder, very little, just wanna get it on the leaf because the rest of it is on the bottom with all that juicy goodness. Okay, and remember that little bit of sugar that we had left when we seasoned our broth? Okay, well, this is that little bit of sugar left. Of course, once again, is to get rid of the bite off of the collard green. One last thing, we're gonna add some more butter or the oil of your choice as we talked about earlier. This is 1 tablespoon right on top. Now let me move this down so you can see a little bit more. I think that'll do it. Huh? All right. See how they're kind of sticking out of the top right now? It's okay. No problem. Because we're done. We're going to put the top on it. What did I do with it? I'm going to get it. Be right back. Okay. Got it. And we're going to let these cook for 3 to 4 hours on high to start off. And then I would say after about 2.5, 3 hours, come in and check them and turn them bring the bottom on the top and let some of that meat get on top. Mix them up a bit, right? Put the top back on them and let them cook for at least another hour or two. You can put it on medium or low or high, it depending on how quickly you need for them to get done. But this is why it's called a slow cooker. Slow and easy, and comes out extremely delicious. So let's see what we come up with. So now let's see what we have. Okay. Oh my goodness, all the heat. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Now let's taste it. Okay, so let's see. Oh, wow. Absolutely delicious. Ooh-wee. They are succulent and tender and flavorful. I want to drink that broth, okay? And the turkey is melting in my mouth. It is really good. You have got to try this recipe. Country greens with smoked turkey. If you don't try it for Thanksgiving, you can try it for Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Try something new. I hope you enjoyed watching me cook it, and I certainly hope that you have a happy Thanksgiving with you and your loved ones. And if you're alone, thanks for allowing us in. We love you. God bless you. Happy Thanksgiving. Bon appetit. Get you some. We'll see you next time.